My name is Jenilynn Hanson. I am a junior at Tioga High School, and this is organic versus synthetic herbicides. In this experiment, I tested the effectiveness of 3 different herbicides, one being a synthetic blend with an active ingredient of glyphosate, and the other 2 organic herbicides, one being a homemade blend using vinegar, salt, and dish soap, and the other a citrus-based herbicide, which is available on the general market. I hypothesized that a herbicide with a strong active ingredient would be more effective and act upon a plant sooner. I started my experiment by repotting 4 weeds and placing them under grow lights. Next, I prepared my herbicides. Once the plants were adjusted to their pots, I took them to a secure location to spray them with my herbicides before placing them back under the grow lights. For the next 2 weeks, I observed my plants, looking for any indications of plant death. I made sure to take pictures and record any observations I made in a data table. At the end of the experiment, I depotted the plants and looked at their roots and performed a pH test on the soils. My results revealed that each of my plants exhibited signs of plant death at 4 days after application and continued to reach similar milestones throughout the rest of the experiment. When I depotted my plants, I noticed that H1 had more intact roots than H2 or H3, being a lot more firmer than the other ones, who were a bit mushy and soft in spots. My pH test showed that my most alkaline herbicide was H2 with a pH of 8. My most acidic herbicide was H1 with a pH 2, and H3 was a neutral with a pH of 6. H1 was the best at doing above ground damage, while H2 was the most effective at targeting the roots at the top of the plant, and H3 was a very close second to H2, making with similar results as the plant, but not as noticeable. After reviewing my results, I concluded that my hypothesis was wrong. All of my herbicides worked at similar rates at the same time frame. However, I observed that the pH of my herbicides did correlate with the way they killed the weeds and how effective they were. From this, I learned that I can't measure the effectiveness in a time frame, but rather what the chemicals do when they break down the plant.